Hello, and welcome back. I'm going to be taking this white blazer off in a second because we know makeup and white clothes don't work well together. We know that. So I'm going to take this off after I've completed the intro, and we're going to do this look in this dress. Um, this is another content that y'all have asked for, is using in video form, because I've been doing it in flat form and you've all been asking for me to do this in video format. Is this eyeshadow look inspired by Anne Nook, inspired by. So using every eyeshadow palette to complete a similar look, one eyeshadow palette per day. So right now, the eyeshadow palettes that I have for the previous years, not the ones that I've purchased currently, but the ones that I have for the previous years, are going to be used in this project, which is 20 eyeshadow palettes, using each eyeshadow palette one per day in order to create similar look to this one, a very similar look. So it won't be the exact same look, but it will be very similar in the way that it's shaped and it's cut in order to look like that of what's on the photo. So today's eyeshadow palette that I am going to be using for the first video in this content is the Morphe 9E Pretty in Peach eyeshadow palette. So I'm going to be using this eyeshadow palette in order to complete that look. And this is the Morphe Pretty in Peach 9E eyeshadow palette, and this is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette, and this is what the palette looks like when you purchase it. Okay, you can purchase this from Sephora for the low cost of $20. It is the least expensive product at Sephora for $20. Anything lower than $20 is basically in the carousel rack at Sephora, and that means it's a sample size of a much larger product that is probably coming in. So this is the cheapest full-size product that is at Sephora right now, which is the Morphe 9-pan eyeshadow palettes at $20. So we're gonna go into that, but first we're gonna go into some skincare. And because I don't want to mess up this white jacket, I'm gonna take it off, do that with it, and we're gonna get into some skincare. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is, I've already showered and washed my face in the shower, so I'm gonna get into toning my skin. So I'm gonna use this. This has rose water and witch hazel, which is known as a dry toner, because we all know that witch hazel is a drying down product. So if I were to have any acne in my skin, this would be a very good facial toner in order to dry out the acne, so that the acne can break on its own and release all of the liquids where the acne has placed itself on my skin. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with that. And yes, usually before my menstrual cycle and after my menstrual cycle, I usually always have a acne breakout in this region of my skin, and as well in this region of my skin I always have an acne breakout, either here or here, either before or after my menstrual cycle. So I'm going in with the witch hazel in order to make sure that before the pimple even pops out on my skin, I know that I have added some form of balancing dryness to dry out the actual functioning parts of the acne to make sure that it doesn't spread on my skin. Okay. Now, I want the foundation and the powder to sit well on my skin in application. So even though this is not, it is, but it's also not, because the liquid is different even though the color is the same. I'm gonna use this because I've used it before to apply the actual product on my skin, which is the foundation, and the application was very seamless. The application was very seamless, so I'm going to apply this product in order to allow makeup application to be very seamless. And this is the Mario Badescu Skincare Facial Spray with Aloe, Herbs, and Rose Water. Sprayer is a little aggressive. Now, I'm gonna go in with this, another product that I'm testing from Laneige. This is the Waterbank Blue Hyaluronic Revitalizing Toner. So this is more of a product placement spray. That one is more of a drying toner. This one has more of a moisturizing effect to it. So I'm going to add that so that it moisturizes my skin. And as always, I add just a little too much. And as you can see, my skin is already brightening up and not looking as dull as when I began about a good couple of minutes ago, just from adding the Waterbank toning moisturizer. And that's what I like the most about this toner, is that it gives exuberancy to my skin and it doesn't allow my skin to look dull. Hold on, I forgot my towel. I'll be right back with my towel. Alright, so as you can see, I have my towel in my hand. I have my towel in my hand. So now that I've added the moisturizing Waterbank toner, I'm going to go in, and I know this is going to be very counteractive to the ingredients that I'm using, including the toner from Nature's Love. These are both very drying products to the skin for those that have oily skin. It's going to be very counteractive to the products that I'm working with, but I'm doing this for a reason. I'm doing this for a reason because I'm working with the company, and we'll get into that explanation a little bit later on. So I'm doing this on behalf of the company in order to adhere to products that fit well with those that are in my skin tone or close to my skin tone. So this Clean and Clear product is more of a drying moisturizer, but it does add moisturization to a certain element, especially if you are that of someone with oily skin. This is a moisturizer that would work very well in taking away about 35% of that oil from the skin in order to make you comfortable. Okay, so now I'm going in with a foundation concoction mixture. I'm going in with a foundation concoction mixture, and I'm going in with this palette to do that. And the first foundation that I'm going in, because this is too light for my skin, I'm going in with this Maybelline 30 Hour Wear 330 Super Stay All Day foundation. I'm going to mix it with this NYX Blur, which is 21 Rich, in order to get close to or match my skin tone. So I'm going to go in with at least 2 to 3 pumps of this, or however many wants to drop onto. Okay, so we are going in with that, and that's the Maybelline one. And now I'm going in with the NYX Blur. 3 drops. And this is what it looks like right now. That's what it looks like. Now I am now grabbing the foundation brush, of which I need a new one. I need a new foundation brush. By the way, I need a new face set brush, period. I need a new face set brush, period. And we're going to mix in this shade in order to match my skin. And this is what we've been able to mix together. And we're going to blend. When I'm working with the company, I'm basically working on what's known as IPO timing. IPO timing, meaning that at one point I started doing YouTube in order to curb my boredom, but now I'm actually being paid to curb my boredom in doing YouTube. But I'm working at the company's request and not on my own timing anymore. So when the company asks me to sit down and produce, I am working at the request of the company, and I'm working with the company from the comfort of my home. Okay, so I don't have a concealer because I just did an empties video earlier this morning, and my concealer that I was using before is done, so I have to go grab another concealer from my concealer stash, which is very, very far few in between, Because there's not a lot of concealers made for someone with dry skin. So now that the foundation is blended out, let me go and grab that concealer. So y'all know that story where the girl goes and she sits on the bed of all the people and then she eats the food? Someone's been dipping into my concealer because I only used about that much and now it's all the way down there. Someone's been dipping into my concealer. You've been dipping into my concealer. Okay, so all you need of this concealer is a very small amount of product. You don't need a lot because a very little of this goes a long way. And I'm putting it in the areas where there are demarcations due to the fact that I'm getting older and demarcation to the skin does happen. Demarcation to the skin does happen, so the foundation did not cover all the areas that has demarcation. I think that the foundation does emphasize demarcation even more, which causes for the importance of concealer in order to cover up the demarcation of aging on the skin or aging to the skin. Okay, and that is the concealer blended in. Now, I am going to use this loose Fenty Beauty setting powder, Pro Filter Mini Instant Setting Powder in the shade Cashew to set the concealer. Actually, the larger screen is much brighter than the recording screen. That's what I'm finding right now. The larger screen is much brighter in effect. Yeah. So I'm able to see the product even more. Right now on the smaller screen it's graying me out. On the larger screen it's showing my true skin tone. So going in with a tapered brush and brushing that out because I do not want to bake with this powder, because this powder, once it goes on the skin, is like it starts instantly setting the foundation and the concealer together. That's how good the Instant Pro Filter powder is. It starts setting the product together. And to set that product even more, I am going to go in with this from Fenty Beauty. This is from the Sunstalker line Beijing Gal 05 contour, and I'm going to set that even more so that the loose powder does not budge. And yes, that is how you can prevent wrinkles from forming on the skin, is by adding a contour powder on top of a setting powder in order to let the wrinkles know that you do not want the wrinkles or bags under the eye to come out. So use a contour powder and you'll be fine. No wrinkles will show. Now, going in with this Fenty Beauty foundation powder in order to set my full face, which is the liquid of the Maybelline powder. Now, how's my skin feeling right now after 7 days of my menstrual cycle? Right now it feels like pins and needles putting the product on my skin. It feels like pins and needles, and it feels like that every single time. Every single time I go through 7 days of a detox with my face from having my menstrual cycle, it feels like pins and needles placing the product on my skin. So that is why skincare is very important. It prevents those pins and needle feeling from affecting you even more than what it already affects you when you're applying makeup products with skincare. It calms down after a good couple of days, yes. The pins and needles does calm down after a good couple of days. And that is my face set completely to the way that I naturally like my skin to be set. Kind of like I'm wearing no makeup, but I am wearing makeup without all that heaviness. And that is the completion of my face makeup application. Now, to go into the inspired by look. To go into the inspired by look and look on YouTube, we are gonna go once again into the 9E Pretty in Peach Morphe eyeshadow palette. And I'm gonna go into this shade, which is Soft Side. I'm gonna go into Soft Side, and then I'm gonna go into Little Smoosh in order to fill out my eyelids with a base shade. So, going into Soft Side and Little Smooch to fill out my base shade. And now I'm gonna go into Dressed Up, the shade Dressed Up, and I'm gonna put the shade Dressed Up in my crease. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with this shade, which is RSV Peach. I'm gonna go into RSV Peach, And I'm going to put that all over my lids. It's kind of like a shimmer shade. It's like a shimmer shade. And I'm going to go in with RSV Peach. Hold on. There, now I can see the eye much better. So we're going to go into RSV Peach and blend that onto the entire eyelid. Okay, and now that that's been blended into my entire eyelids, or onto my entire eyelids, I'm now going to go into cheek peak, and I'm going to put that on the inner and outer of my eye. So going into the shade cheek peak, and putting it in the outer, and in the inner. Same thing for this eye, putting it in the outer and putting it in the inner. Now this eyeshadow looks like it's a hot mess right now, right? But it's coming together, believe it or not. This eyeshadow is coming together because we're gonna use some concealer to clean it up later on, right? We're gonna use some concealer to clean it up later on. So in the video, she went in with a pink shade. I'm going in with Cherry on Top because that's the closest this palette has to a pink shade. And I'm going to dab it in the center of the lid. Going to dab that into the center of the lid. And now I'm going to go back into RSV Peach. I'm going to go back into RSV Peach and I'm going to cover my entire lid in order to do my best to get that golden copper look. Now that is absolutely pretty amazing. I've seen birds that look like this eyeshadow look in real life. So now going in and putting that RSV shade on the other eye. And with that, I'm going to call this look definitely completed. And you can see that each eye looks different and it has a monochrome effect. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up around this area with my concealer. I'm going to clean up that area with the concealer and the foundation brush. So, I'm gonna go back in with the much bigger mirror and clean up that eyeshadow with the concealer and the foundation brush. And that is the effect that I'm going for. Look, that looks cool too, but that's what I want. That looks cool, but that's what I want. And that is the completion. Now I don't have any mascara or anything like that, and I don't really do eyeliner or anything like that. But how close do you think I came to getting the look? How close do you think I came to getting the exact same look from Ann Nook to my eyelids? How close? Anywho, to complete the look, we're going to finish off with this lipstick. We're going to finish off with 379 Fuchsia for me, and this is the lipstick that I have that is closest to matching this eyeshadow look. And then I'm going to take my foundation brush and blend out the lipstick. And with that, the look is complete. Tell me, how close do you think I got to getting the exact look using a different palette than what Ann Nook used? What do you think? Anyways, with that being said, that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to this video to this channel for more videos like this one, as we have 19 more eyeshadow palettes to get through in order to try and create a look similar to that created by Ann Nook. 19 more eyeshadow palettes to go. So with that being said, thank you all so much for watching. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to get more looks like this, and I will see you all in the next one. Once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.